They want to stand in the back and in the shade. Want it turned up? You want it turned up a little bit? How about now? Trip over it. Trip over it. Take it out. Okay, we'll go ahead and get going here. Welcome and thank you for coming to the groundbreaking for the Newport City Hall and Public Safety Facility. I'm Superintendent of Public Works Bruce Hanson and will be your MC for today's events. The building here has been many, many years and hours in the making. The last City Hall was built in 1913 and is, for those of you that know, is a current railroad club. The current city operations was moved into a former Northwestern Bell building in 1980 as a temporary solution. I repeat, a temporary solution. And that was 1980. And then our existing main fire hall was built in 1953 and added on to in 1977. And then our fire hall 2 was built in 1970. There were different studies done along the way, one in 1996, one in 2008, one in 2015, and one in 2017. As a result of those studies, we looked at many, many options throughout the city. We looked at remodeling existing facilities, both City Hall and fire halls, retrofitting the actual Darlene office on 4th Avenue. We looked at the Callahan Steel building, which is the advanced disposal building. We studied that twice. We're utilizing the Glen Road site, so different sites and facilities around the city. Due to the work of the Capital Investment Committee and the north parcels of this site was acquired and recommended that we combine all 3 facilities at this site, creating an attractive entrance to the city. As you can see, if any of you drove in that way today, it looks pretty good. And then actually creating inviting an open presence to the new City Hall. With that, I would like to invite Mayor Elliott up.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Well, it's wonderful to be here, and I view this as really a historic day in Newport's history. Not just for today, and not just for our existing staff, who since 1980 has been working in that temporary facility for many, many, many years. But really a historic day for the citizens of Newport and a really historic day for our future. And thank you, Bruce, for that kind of detailed reference of all the studies that were done, because one of the things I wanted to do today was to be sure and thank all the past city councils that laid the groundwork for why we're here today. If they hadn't done studies about what's wrong with our existing buildings and how much to fix them, if they hadn't done studies about can we use another facility that's already been built in our community, we would be doing that now. And fortunately, the council from 2018, 2019, 2020 had the foresight, and I'm going to use the word courage, to invest in this community and build a new facility for fire, law enforcement, and administrative offices. And it took courage. And we also had the great blessing and opportunity of construction workers looking for work, low interest rates, and new revenue streams coming into our community. And I want to specifically call out Mayor Dan Lund is here today, and also Bill Sumner, that were on the 2019-2020 City Council that made, the final decision to do this. And it was unanimous decisions to build this facility. We really saw the need, and we were willing to take that risk and have the courage to build it, because we understood that for decades to come, this is going to serve a community. And it's not often that politicians really want to talk about doing something that's going to be great work, 20, 30, 40 years from now. It's not the easiest thing to campaign on. The other thing, Bruce, thanks for talking about all the retrofit buildings they looked at, because that was a very common question I get from the public is why don't we just go someplace else? And we simply could not find something that could house all three of those components effectively. I also want to recognize Wayne Johnson, Commissioner Johnson from Washington County is standing in the back. Thank you for coming. I also want to recognize Representative Keith Franke for also coming today. And, you know, I'm doing this all sort of off the cuff, so if there's anybody. Oh, there's Bill Sumner, good. And I do want to recognize, Carla will be speaking a little bit later, so she's going to get a formal introduction. Carla, I'm ignoring you. But I do want to just thank this council as well, because, you know, we're doing a lot of decision making as we've gone forward as well. So we have Councilmember Kevin Chapdelaine, Councilmember Marv Taylor, Councilmember Tom Ingeman, and Councilmember Roz Johnson. So I want to thank all of you for that. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for your support. This is really great news for this community.
Thank you, Mary Elliott. Could we have City Administrator Deb Hill, please?
Hello, my name is Deb Hill. I'm the administrator for the City of Newport, and thank you for all for attending. We've heard a lot of great comments and such today already, but I really would like to thank, as administrator, the building committee that put in a lot of time, that saw the foresight of really trying to move this project together, and truly the council from 1920, or 2020 rather, that took that official leap into making this happen. I'd also like to thank Ellers that helped us put the monies together and get us a great bond rating on that too. And finally, a thank you to the Newport staff, who's had a very positive spirit through this whole thing and a lot of patience. We'll be looking forward to the ribbon cutting coming next year. Thank you.
Could I have Chief Wiley, please? I've got a hook over there.
Thank you, sir. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This shouldn't take more than an hour, hour and a half, so just a few words here. First of all, I just want to thank the community, right? Not only for their support of the building that's going up behind us, but their unwavering support of the fire department for the 35 years that I've been a part of that. I mean, it's been awesome from day one, and it continues to be great. So really, you know, couldn't do this without the community's support. You know, a couple comments. A lot of the talk and comments have been around the safety improvements of the building for the firefighters. You know, and I'm not, you know, minimizing those. They're significant, and, you know, hopefully long term will, you know, lend to a healthier department, but kind of want to make a couple comments on the benefits to the community. First of all, this will be the first time, as Bruce mentioned, since 1970, so over 50 years it's been since we've all been in one building. And there's a lot of benefits to the community in having us all in one building. We'll be able to get crews together, build the crews better and faster, so improved response time. You know, one of the things in our industry is the fire apparatus keeps getting larger. And the building behind you, and particularly the building on the other side of the highway, no longer can house most modern fire apparatus. So, you know, we're really limited on the equipment that we can purchase, you know, to protect the citizens here. So that'll be a huge help. And then, you know, finally, I think recruitment. I mean, who wouldn't want to, you know, join a fire department with a state-of-the-art building and equipment, you know, like Newport Fire does. So this should just continue to help the department grow and continue to be, you know, serve the community at a high level. You know, I'm very proud of the facility that's going up behind me, and extremely eager. So, you know, and really what I'm eager for, not only getting into the building, but having the community see the building and be proud of the facility, both, you know, administration, law enforcement, and fire behind us. Really give the community something to be proud of. So, thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Chief Wiley. I have Sheriff Starry up here, please.
Hello, everyone. Sheriff Starry, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the community. Thank you to the past council, to the current council, mayors. Thank you very much. You know, when we sit here and we look about the collaboration, the partnership that we have down here, it's extremely rare. And the community and the partnership that we have with the fire and public works, but we also now get to be under one roof, right? I mean, I think the collaboration that we have and the partnership is awesome, but can you imagine what it will be when we get to walk down the hall and see each other and talk to each other and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or this is what's going on. And just those little tidbits that having different buildings and different offices, you don't get to share. And it's that community aspect of it. So I'm really excited. I know Sergeant Harrell, I know he's super excited, and the guys that are down here as well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. I know it's been years in the works, but really, what a tremendous building. As far as law enforcement, we get to park inside, we get to have that, we get to have extra rooms to actually bring people in and have those conversations in private, which is extremely beneficial for the community, but also for law enforcement, especially victims of crimes as well, right? And so I just want to say, I'm not going to be up here an hour and a half, Chief, but I just want to say thank you to everyone. As we go, we really look forward to being here for the next 30, 40 years in this building. So thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Starry. Senator Carla Bain, please.
Thank you. And believe it or not, I won't be speaking for an hour and a half either, but don't threaten me with a good time. First, on behalf of Representative Frankie and I, thank you for inviting us both here. We are both former local elected officials and know that local government's where it's at. And I'm going to first speak to the City Hall side of it. That is where you have these conversations about growth in your community, about what's going to change, the potential of a community, and to have that space here is amazing, and it really is going to have such a positive impact on the community. And when you look at the public safety side of it, a lot of it's already been said, but first I have to say, we are so blessed to have Sheriff Starry and his team down here. They do a tremendous job, and want to thank them for the job that they do and what all law enforcement does. And as the daughter and sister of a firefighter, thank you to the fire department as well for all the work you all do to keep our community safe. And this building will, as it's already been said, help with training, with case management, as the sheriff said, and really allow for the community to come together and make decisions that impact the future and the directions that they choose. So again, thank you for inviting us today, and you know, I look forward to having town halls here in the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bingham. Andy, Major New Construction, come up, please.
Thanks, Bruce. And I am going to speak for an hour and a half. No, I was, but everybody summarized very well before me. Project like this takes many years to pull together. I mean, what you see in front of you is going to take 12 months, but the work that's gone into this over the years, current and past mayors, city council, everyone from Bruce, Deb, Travis, Chief Wiley, it takes a lot to pull this together. So I'm happy and I'm humbled that we get to be a part of bringing this to fruition, and extremely excited to be a part of the legacy of the City of Newport and in this new building.
Thank you, Andy. I'd just like to thank everybody of all the work that's gone into this. I've been with it from the start. It's been so many hours and so many years in the making. That's just awesome to see it finally come together and to see what it's done for the city, which I believe will be a huge improvement. And now I guess I'd like to invite up the President Newport City Council up to yep, yeah. If you want, we'll get a vest and a hard hat, and then we'll take the President Newport City Council up for a photo op. Over on the shovels. If you want to grab a hard hat and a vest, and then we'll go to the shovels. And after this, I've got the 2020 Newport Council I'd like up after they get done here. There you go. I wasn't going to say that, Mayor. There's no way I was saying that.
I think they want him behind because you actually shovel first. Okay. It's just ceremonial. Yeah, take your shovel.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Maybe again?
One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Could I have the 2020 City Council up? Get a hard hat and vest if you would. How you doing, Bill? Good. Good to be here. Thank you. It is. Yep. Yeah, you're looking good. Okay, 2020 City Council. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Got it? Okay, that's good. Thank you. Now, could I have up the building committee? I don't want a vest now.
Are we returning these or keeping them? Or
I think we can just put them on the table. I think we got a couple more. I have one more after this that I would like the city staff, all of the staff up after we get done with this one. I don't need a vest. one more. Okay, I think building committee, city staff, and H&U and Brunton. Do I have city staff, H&U and Brunton up here? John? Mom. Huh? Yeah. Hey there. How are you? I'm not sure I can handle this crew. No, go ahead. I already shoveled some. Go ahead. No, I wasn't gonna. Yeah, go ahead. No. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Anybody else that would like a chance, we can do it. Otherwise, that pretty much concludes it. But we do have refreshments and treats over in the pavilion, if anybody would like. Unless anybody has anything else. Nikki, H&U, anyone? Nothing? Well, that concludes our presentation. I thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it, and we look forward to the conclusion and the next ribbon cutting. Okay, thank you all.